Well. Shopping for a car?
Yep, Carvana made financing a car as smooth as can be.
Oh, yeah?
I got pre-qualified instantly and had real terms personalized just for me.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
Well, I got to browse thousands of car options on Carvana, all within my budget.
Doesn't get much smoother than that.
It does. I actually wanted a car that seemed out of my range, but I was able to add a cosigner and found my dream car.
It doesn't get much...
Oh, it gets smoother. It's getting delivered tomorrow.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get pre-qualified today.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Happy New Year's, bitches.
I can't even say it.
I can't be a bad bitch. Happy New Year, bitches. Just kidding. We're nice girls here. Good morning, angels, and welcome back to Morning Rae. I'm your host, Lani, or Alana, whatever you want to call me. And we've made it to 2021, baby. We somehow survived the shit show of 2020. And I know I'm giving you Call Her Daddy vibes today. Kidding. I really don't listen to that podcast, but let's pretend, okay? Okay. Maybe a little girls gotta eat vibes. And we're back. Let's try that again.
And we're back.
Lea is here with me today. Welcome to the pod, Lea. I mean, you're always here in spirit, but welcome.
Thank you. How is everyone doing today? Not that anyone's going to answer, but yet I'm asking the virtual
Theoretically,
people.
How are you guys? I mean, you can leave a little rating in the rating below, of course, as always, letting us know how you feel, or just message us on the Morning Rae Pod Instagram. We're recording this on New Year's Eve, so you'll be listening to this on the 4th, I believe. Yeah, that's the 4th.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys are getting over your hangovers, or you're feeling refreshed and rejuvenated.
I hope they're over their hangovers by Monday.
Well, maybe they went on a full bender. Who knows?
Who knows? You're right.
But welcome to 2021. Hello. I saw a meme and it was
New year.
2020, then one, WON. 2021.
Honestly, though, yeah. 2021, we just need to move the fuck on. Give me a new year.
New year,
already.
baby. Okay, so we're gonna get into our segment. Instead of weekly intentions, we're doing New Year intentions. Of course, what my therapist said, we have to include that. And then we have some things in surprise for you. Me and Lea were honestly really stressed out creating the outline for this episode because we've decided that it's gonna be an annual thing, and the pressure to make that good is just...
Yeah. How do you know what you're gonna want next year and the year after and the year after that? Morning Rae is going to be here for a while, ladies and gents.
Yeah, so we have to make it good for you guys.
Yeah.
Let's start with our New Year intentions. So I have mine written down here. But essentially, I just want to leave 2020 shit in 2020. No more fuckboys, no more toxic relationships, both in the platonic and romantic senses. And I want to be a lot more spontaneous. I feel like this is a very ongoing intention for me.
That's me. I need to be more spontaneous.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I feel like we're both such planners. So definitely want to be more spontaneous. And with that, I want to say yes to more. I want to be open to more opportunities, whether it be friends coming to me with ideas or plans or job opportunities or opportunities for Lani B Fit and Morning Rae with brands and stuff like that. I just want to be more open and optimistic and kind of have that abundance mindset.
Yeah, I feel like I want to be spontaneous so much, but since I'm a planner like you, I plan my spontaneity. I'm I want to get an ear piercing, but I'll plan it and make an appointment and then go maybe.
I feel like I was spontaneous with
You were. So you were should I get this? And then a minute later, you're I got it. That's what I want. I used to be like that. And I feel with everything in 2020, it's so hard to be spontaneous now. You have to plan so much because of COVID.
Yeah, even a restaurant, if restaurants are still open when they were open here in Toronto, you had to book a reservation. You couldn't just
way in advance.
Yeah, you couldn't just show up. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
But let's be more spontaneous in a new way of being spontaneous. COVID world spontaneous.
Yeah. COVID friendly spontaneity.
We love it.
Get it.
We're here for it.
Yeah.
So now on to what my therapist said. In therapy this week, also, it was this morning for me on Thursday, but we didn't really dive into many new things such as like tools, and it was more of a reflection on where I'm at, how I was feeling with the progress I had made in therapy, and I guess kind of setting intentions in a way for what I wanted to work on in therapy. And I encourage you guys to do the same. So what I did with my therapist tomorrow is we reflected on where I stand mentally and the progress I have made thus far. And then we went into conversation about where I want to grow and what I would like to work towards in 2021 and what I want to kind of work on next in therapy, because we kind of like close a chapter on stuff with relationships. And so now it's time for the new work and to dive into a new realm in my mental headspace. For me, it's my relationship and my communication with my parents and improving my self-esteem when it comes to expressing my wants and needs to them as a young adult living at home. It can definitely be hard. There's a lot of expectations I feel that they hold for me, whether they actually do or it's just my perspective of it and like my filtering towards it. But it's definitely something I want to work on with my therapist. And I encourage you guys to reflect where you're at and where you'd like to be. And feel free, if you're comfortable, to DM the Morning Rae podcast Instagram. It's always linked in the show notes, what you like to work towards and what you have achieved this past year. I would love to hear, and I'm sure Lea would too.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely relate on the living at home with my parents and the expectations and communications thing 100%. So it's definitely something I feel like I need to work on too.
So now we are going to move on to our 2020 recap. First things first, 3 things we've accomplished in 2020. I guess I'll go first. Just some Leo energy up in here. Okay, so I have to say, first, starting this podcast, it would not happen without Lea. It would have definitely not happened without you. So you're definitely part of this accomplishment.
I pushed my way into becoming part of that.
Just go for whatever your heart desires. Be gutty.
Exactly.
Getting Dean's List. So I don't know, in the States, is it called Dean's List?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that don't know, it's essentially like honor roll when you get a certain average or higher. It's my first time getting in university. And let me say, I am fucking proud of myself. Okay.
Woo-hoo.
I see you, sis. Like, you're grinding.
Yes. It's the same thing in the States, like everything you said. And at school, it was a big thing. And everyone made Dean's List, like that you would post it on Facebook, like LinkedIn and everything, and like share your status. So congratulations.
Thank you. We're smart up in here.
Heck yeah. Intelligent ladies.
We love it. We stand an intelligent queen.
Oh, yeah.
And my third and final thing I accomplished, I guess is kind of like 2 in 1, but it is hitting 10,000 followers and then shortly after 20,000 followers on Instagram. It's been 3 years in the works. So those are big milestones for me, and who knows what will come next.
We're going to get to like 100K. Ooh. But yeah, you beat me with that one. My 3 things, I mean, I started my Instagram this year, so that is something I've definitely accomplished. And also piggybacking on yours, I mean, the podcast was a pretty big thing too. Did not expect myself to be here. And then I would say growing my TikTok. I used to just post comedy stuff that only I thought was funny and nobody saw. So now I have 21,000 as of about like 20 minutes ago.
We love.
So that was big. And then I would say getting my job back after furlough and starting therapy again. So that was kind of 4 things, but they were all really important.
I'm here for it. I love it. All for therapy.
Oh, yeah.
I guess for me also starting therapy too. Like I was in therapy at the beginning of 2020 and then I kind of stopped going. And then I got back into it in like November, October, somewhere around there.
There's never a bad time to get into therapy. It's always time.
I think therapy is for anyone. And if you're listening to this and you're kind of questioning whether or not you want to start therapy, or you're kind of scared about what other people think of you, like your parents or your siblings, close loved ones, or those around you for going to therapy, fuck them. Go to therapy. It's the best thing I ever did.
I would also say listen to the episode before this with Tessa, because that episode, like when I was editing it, I thought of so many of my friends who would really benefit from listening to her conversations about therapy, who were like questioning it the whole time. So if you are questioning it and we haven't convinced you thus far that it's great and you should go, then I would listen to episode 7.
Yes.
Episode 7. And Tessa will give you a little convincing herself too.
Look at you being a little marketing queen.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to share your accomplishments too. So I took it to Instagram to ask you guys what your accomplishments were. And I decided to pick around like 6 topics, like common themes that I kept seeing among you guys. So you seem to all be in the same sort of boat. But we got graduation. So a lot of people graduated from undergrad and masters, which is so amazing. Starting therapy and beginning to take care of their mental health more seriously, starting their own businesses or getting their dream jobs or internships. Like, props to you to doing that in a pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hell yeah.
Took control of their health, whether it be fitness and health journeys, recovering from eating disorders, and so on. You did something to make yourself feel better and improve both your mental and physical health. So we stand that. Cutting out toxic people. I know, I guess I'm a queen now at cutting out toxic people.
We need like all these people to get like a group chat together and just make a book so we can teach everyone else how to cut out toxic people.
We love it. We stan. I think stan is my new word.
Yeah, it's the theme of this episode.
We stan 2021. I think that's what we're going to call it.
Yeah, I would say so.
And the last of our listeners' accomplishments was learning to love themselves both physically and emotionally. And I absolutely love this. So once again, we stan.
We stan every one of you.
Okay, so moving on. 3 things we have overcome, such as challenges or obstacles. I'm gonna let Lea go first. So Lea, what have you overcome in 2020? Please tell.
Oh, baby, have I overcome some shit. Starting off, I was furloughed fairly quickly, right off the bat after COVID hit the States. And then I moved home. So I was able to get through 6 months of furlough and actually build a pretty solid relationship with my parents being home. Obviously, it all needs some work still, but that is something I overcame. We had some pretty intense family moments this year. My dad was getting through radiation with cancer. My grandpa was in the hospital for 7 weeks, as 2 examples. There was a few others. And then I worked a lot on my toxic eating habits. And I have to say, I am in a much better place now. That was hard. I think I'm in a better place, but I'm still working on it. But it was pretty bad throughout 2020. So
Yes, queen. So proud of you. So fucking proud.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a tough year.
It has. Okay. So 3 things I've overcome. And I feel like you guys already kind of know this because I post everything on social media.
Yeah, I'm like, everyone knows that I was furloughed and moved home. And
so we're just going to tell you again. It's like the Spotify like recap or rap or whatever it's called. Like, I'm just telling you what you already know.
It's 2020 Lani B fit recap.
We love it. So number 1. My low self-esteem in relationships and social situations. I definitely feel like going to therapy has really helped me improve this and overcome this. And I'm honestly really proud of myself. So giving myself a pat on the back.
A virtual pat on the back.
Thank you. Thank you. Getting over being a people pleaser. I mean, I still do struggle with this. Like, I feel myself struggling. And that's why I want to work on it with my relationship with my parents, because I feel like I still am a people pleaser towards them. Maybe not so much towards like people in society, but at home, I feel like I'm still struggling with that. But definitely from like a societal standpoint and towards like people in my social circle or people at work, I definitely feel like I've gotten over this people pleaser mindset. And similar to Lea, I got over diet culture. Obviously, I still have my struggles, but I read the Fuck It Diet book at the beginning of 2020. I really took intuitive eating with the reins and just went for it. And I feel like I'm finally like past that, and like I've realized what words are triggering to me, and I've learned what words could be triggering to other people, and I no longer use those words. And I've changed the way that I talk to myself and to others about my body and food. And I'm just really proud of myself. Okay, so now
I feel like my list of things to buy, to do, activities that involve spending money is never ending around the holidays, making the idea of investing and saving and thinking about your future to be a little bit more challenging, a little bit more overwhelming. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for you, your kids, and your retirement, even during the holidays. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you. You don't need a ton of time. You can create your Acorns account and start automatically investing your money in just 5 minutes. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now. That could be $5 a day or even just your spare change. That's right, Acorns can round every purchase you make up to the dollar and automatically invest your spare change for you. And you can get bonus investments just for buying the stuff you need from the brands you love. I personally love Acorns. It's simplified the investment process, which can be overwhelming and intimidating, but it just makes it so simple, so easy, and something more accessible no matter how much money you have to invest. Head to acorns.com/Alana or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/Alana. I'm super excited about today's sponsor. They've sponsored the podcast before, and this is a topic I'm super passionate about. I fear that us as girls struggle with PMS far more than we should, and we really shouldn't. I truly get the worst PMS symptoms. My boobs are sensitive, my face breaks out, my sugar controllings are out of whack. I feel like I'm just a bottomless pit. My mood is not the vibe, and Estro Control has been super helpful in helping manage those PMS symptoms and making that time of the month a lot more enjoyable. Estro Control is a formula developed by Happy Mammoth, a supplement company dedicated to making women's lives easier. Say no more. Estro Control contains science-backed herbal extracts that help support hormonal health, especially if you are someone like myself who struggles with PMS. It was created to help women feel like themselves all month long and to not struggle with the feelings PMS can cause. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code Alana at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code Alana for 15% off today.
To the real shit, what we've learned in 2020. I will go first. So
Yeah. The Leo energy continues.
She is feisty today. So, in the wise words of my bestie, Noam Raider, aka Noam R Wellness, currently on Instagram, she keeps changing her handle. The wise words follow. Don't take advice from people you don't want to be like. I'm going to let that marinate and say it once again. Don't take advice from people you don't want to be like. Think about it. If someone lives a lifestyle that is not the lifestyle you want, but you are constantly reaching out to them for advice on how you should live your life, they're going to give you advice based on the way that they live their lifestyle and the decisions that they would make, aka leading you towards a lifestyle similar to theirs. So why the hell would you take advice from them? Because you don't want to be like them, but you're taking advice from them.
Freaking preach.
Take advice from people you do want to be like. For example, I want to be more like Lea, so I would go to Lea for advice.
I give decent advice, I would say. I might not listen to my own advice, but I give pretty good advice.
The feeling's mutual. I feel like I give good advice, but I don't always take my own advice.
Exactly.
And then my second thing that I've learned in 2020, obviously I've learned way more things, but we had to summarize it because we'd be here forever. Boys suck, but they can also be amazing. And mom and dad maybe skip over this part. I can't say it.
They can be amazing in bed. Come on, Lani. You know it's true.
Preach. Retweet.
They might suck, but they can be amazing other places.
Get you a man, not a boy.
Yes, that is the real thing we've learned. Boys are not the answer.
It's men. Age does not determine when a boy becomes a man.
I don't know what it is. Like, they need to gather together and write a damn book on how to become a man.
Seriously.
I don't know what it is that makes it happen. Who knows? But moving on from boys, what I've learned in 2020 would be, if it could happen any other way, it would have. I think it's really big for this year. Everyone was like, oh, I wish 2020 happened this way. I wish this didn't happen. But really, if it could have happened any other way, it would have. And that's just that. My other little fun, what I've learned is to treat yourself always. Don't question if you should have a cookie. Eat the fucking cookie, eat the damn dessert, and treat yourself in that way. So just don't restrict yourself ever.
Yes, queen.
Yeah.
We love your daily ice cream post.
Oh my God, so good.
So good. Okay, now on to our 2020 favorites. Obviously, we had to have a favorite segment. You know I love my favorites, and I know you love to hear my favorites. And now you're going to also hear Lea's. We've got plenty of categories. We have 6 categories. Luckily, 6 is my favorite number, so you're in for a real treat. First off, we have our favorite fashion trends. Lea, take us away.
All right. So I would say I love me a good sweater vest. I think I have 2 or 3 now. I don't have anywhere to wear them, like besides my living room, but I love sweater vests and also shackets. Both of those are things I've been buying from Zara. Zara is my 2020 fashion trend. I can't stop buying from there. I actually have something on its way right now, and it would be flared leggings. So maybe that's my 2021
You did not just call
trend.
them flared leggings. No,
they are. They're like
yoga pants.
No, the ones online at Zara are flared leggings. They have a little slit in them.
They are not called flared leggings. Leggings are like tights. They stick to your legs. They are yoga pants. As a Lululemon educator, I am offended.
Maybe
it's not a Canada thing. It's a Gen Z thing, and you should not be a part of it.
It's so true. I'm a millennial. All right, fine. So flared yoga pants, they're the 2021 thing. But my other 2020 favorite is vintage anything. I had bought a few vintage designer purses this year. 2 Louis Vuitton ones, a Burberry one, and for my birthday got a Fendi vintage purse, and they're all pre-owned, really good prices, and I prefer it that way. I think they have a story. I think they're great. Like, they're all in really great condition. And then I also got a vintage Ralph Lauren sweatshirt, and I'm obsessed with it. On Depop, on the Real, all these different websites and apps, you can get vintage stuff. It's highly recommend.
Sustainable. So good for you for being sustainability queen. Now on to my favorite. So I love the loose straight cut jeans, especially the asymmetrical ones. I'm just here for it. The asymmetrical cut, whether it be on leggings as well, on jeans, it's just super flattering. It makes your waist look so good. And I love the loose straight cut jean because it just feels like I'm wearing sweatpants, and it's just so much more comfortable. And then the color brown, just brown in general.
You're wearing it right now.
I'm wearing my French press Lululemon Aligns. Obviously, you know I love them. Just anything brown. And then my last fashion trend, that is my fave, are like high top or mid top sneakers. I really wish I could get my hands on a pair of Jordans.
Yeah, the Air Jordans. I have a red pair and I don't wear them enough. I want the brown.
There's a
stunning.
Brown pair?
Like, oh my God, it is stunning. I'm so sorry I mentioned it to you because that's going to be like your vision board now. They are stunning. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm all for high top, mid top sneakers, and I was so anti them for so long as only low top sneaker fan. But I just love my Nike Blazers. I really want a new pair of Converse. I want the platform ones.
I just bought them. I just did the damn thing. I bought a custom pair of high top Converse. They're black.
Oh my God. I want. But those are my fashion trend favorites. Now on to beauty. So you already know this, but anything clean beauty is where I'm at. So think Ilia, Milk, Kosas. Is that how you say it? Kosas. Summer Fridays.
Being super busy can make it really easy to fall into a dinner time recipe rut, or even with your lunches. Any meal, honestly, can get you into a rut, especially with a busy schedule this fall. You can keep mealtime exciting with over 40 recipes to choose from every single week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. It's truly a no-brainer. It does all the shopping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your doorstep, pre-proportioned and ready to cook, along with pictured step-by-step recipe cards. It's never been easier. I personally love HelloFresh as a way to get exposure to new recipes, make my life a bit easier as a busy 20-year-old in the city. And I love that it's worry-free, it's super easy, it's convenient, and gets delivered straight to my door. Go to hellofresh.com/50rae and use code 50rae for 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50rae and use code 50rae, 50rae for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit, and thank you for sponsoring today's episode of Morning Rae.
And Lea, what are your beauty favorites?
So I'm working on getting into more skincare stuff and good hair products, but right now my beauty favorites are the Revlon blow dry brush. Shit's a damn game changer. And I bought that at the beginning of this year and use it all the time. And then to help my hair from using it so much, I'm obsessed with Olaplex. I use it once a week. Like number 3, I just got the oil and the bonding cream or whatever
Bond
that
Smoother.
one's called. And then, yeah, the Bond Smoother. There you go. I haven't been using it long enough. What do I know? Olaplex, come sponsor us.
Please
We need
sponsor us.
Olaplex
I know this
everything.
is so annoying and I hate when influencers or bloggers do this, but please sponsor me. Like, I wish it was sponsored. I post Olaplex 24/7 and you guys just like my
I know.
story.
They're probably sick of me for how much I post it because it's like an everyday thing. Last thing of beauty is fun gel nail designs. So I don't do like acrylic or tips or anything. My natural nails are fairly long, but because of quarantine, I've been getting designs because I feel like when I look down, it's like,
She's
just
so
makes
fun.
me happy. So yeah, fun gel nail designs. That's a win for me.
I did some fun gel
Yeah.
nail designs, but right now I just have a nice dark brown on my
Shocker.
nails. It's called That's What Friends Are For by OPI, and it's in the shellac. I highly recommend. But now on to our fitness and health favorites. So obviously, you know, I became obsessed with the Pilates class this year. I absolutely loved it. I loved her cardio classes. I'm now also very into power at home again. I used to do power. That was like a big thing. I was such a big sweat girl app when I started Lani B Fit. The OGs know. And then I would definitely say intuitive eating is where it's at. Like, why not eat whatever the fuck you're feeling like? I don't want someone telling me what to eat.
Yes.
So intuitive eating all the way. And lastly, long ass walks. We love our walks, especially in the summer. You know, I loved walking like 10K. Me and my friend Sarah, at one point in the summer, walked 10K accidentally. Like, we did not plan it. We were just talking for so long and we just kept walking because what else are you going to do in COVID? So long ass walks, I love them, especially in the summer. I've been doing a few in winter, obviously like a lot shorter, like probably max 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers. That's around like 3 miles for my American babes. But walks, they're underrated and you get fresh air. You can listen to a podcast, my podcast. Maybe you're on your walk right now. Yes, queen, if you are.
Strut your stuff.
But walks, get into them if you aren't.
Oh yeah. Walks is my #1 thing. So I am right there with you. It is probably the reason why me and my family got through quarantine. We would take like a walk in the morning, a walk around 2, 3 o'clock, and then a walk after dinner when it was nice out. We were ruling the neighborhood with walks. Everyone knew that that was our thing. So walks is a game changer. Love me a good walk. And then I would say I've been really getting into strength training instead of just like HIIT and body weight and everything. So I've been doing Tamra Fitness, her dumbbell guide, and I absolutely love it. So that's really gotten me into strength training. And off of that, I am fully obsessed with resistance bands, like a good old booty workout with a band that calls my name every day. So
I love resistance bands, and I've also gotten back into doing weights, and just like low impact weights is where it's at. And I like how it's challenging, but you don't get super sweaty most days, but like you still feel like you got a really good workout in.
The whole sweaty thing, I would be like dripping in sweat from my HIIT workouts, and I love a good sweaty sesh, like don't get me wrong, but I have to say, if I'm working out before work, it's nice to not be like dripping in sweat if I can't shower right after. You see the change, you're toning up and like getting muscle. I can actually lift things now.
We love a strong queen. Now on to our foodie favorites. So, Lea, take us away.
All right, I'm going to have to say sourdough bread. I am sorry if there's not like a gluten-free option of sourdough bread for you gluten-free queens. Once I started going to the farmer's market, the guy knew me at the bakery stand because I would get so many sourdough breads and he would keep them on the side for me. So sourdough bread is a must. And then going off of my ice cream stories every night and always saying yes to dessert, Van Leeuwen's vegan ice cream is to die for. I don't think it's a Canadian thing. If I could send a frozen package to
I'm
you,
just
I
sitting
would.
here crying. I want it so bad.
My mom just brought home a new flavor last night because she just knows me so well. And it's this chocolate oat milk with like honeycomb in it and cookie dough chunks.
Could you bring it home for me?
Oh my God. It's so good. So that would definitely be my second favorite. And then sushi. That's just always my favorite. Not even a 2020 thing. Yeah. I just always love it. Sushi, I never get sick of it.
So good. Please don't kill me for my first favorite. Like, we're talking about all of 2020. I don't mean like exactly right now, but just like 2020 in general, okay? Banana bread. Banana bread is amazing with chocolate chips. My recipe is on my Instagram. You just have to scroll a little. Highly recommend. And with that, dark chocolate. I just love a piece or like a row or a bar, you know, whatever I'm feeling.
6 bars
of dark chocolate, preferably the Lily's salted dark chocolate. It's the one that's dairy free. And something about sea salt and dark chocolate, I don't know where it's been my whole life, but I stand it because I used to always crave something salty and sweet after dinner. And now I just have this and craving satisfied.
It's so good. The sea salt and dark chocolate is just, it changes everything. It's so good.
And then my final foodie favorite is just like out of takeout, like sushi, Thai, Indian, whatever, like one of those. I'm here for it. And in fact, I'm having Thai tonight. I'm excited for that. Now on to our book favorites. I have 2 books, but I'm sure you already know what these are. The first one is When We Were Strangers. I don't remember who it's by, but it's a really good fiction novel. You're not going to want to put it down. And then my second book, I actually just finished this. And you know what? I think it's the reason why we've made some progress. I hope he's not listening. But
I just snorted.
But it's the book Why Men Love Bitches. So if you are struggling in your love life, I highly recommend. I feel like I've learned some lessons. No, it doesn't mean like being a bitch in like the way that you have bitch memorized, like that definition you have as a bitch. It's not that way. Just you need to read it.
Yeah, I agree. I think the title gives the wrong vibe of what like the book might be about, but it's a really good book. So I do recommend that. Also, I did read that. Mine would be, this was like way at the beginning of quarantine, the book by Danielle Bernstein, This Is Not a Fashion Story. I know that there's some controversial stuff in social media about her, but I do think her book was really good. And there was one chapter I remember I took a picture of one of the pages because it was very eye-opening for me in my life. And then the book In 5 Years by Rebecca Serles.
I don't know. That was really good. I stand that. I second it.
Yeah. That was my beach book this summer. And yeah, highly, highly recommend if you haven't read that
good.
yet.
And now on to our final favorites category. It's entertainment. So think music, movies, TV, etc. Obviously, you guys already know this coming, especially if you've been on my TikTok lives or you follow me on Spotify. But Justin Bieber, obviously, you know, I'm Mrs. Bieber. Like,
Shocker.
Like, I don't know where that came from. Shawn Mendes, my new love. Clearly.
Wow. Shocker.
Clearly, I like Ontario Canadian boys. I don't know. Miley Cyrus, the OG queen. And Ariana Grande. I've been listening to their albums on repeat. Like, if I'm listening to music, it's one of their albums. And then my new 2 favorite shows, I just finished them so fast, but Tiny Pretty Things, which is actually filmed in Toronto, and Bridgerton. So good. Highly recommend. What about you, Lea?
Yeah, I haven't seen either of those, but they keep popping up on like TikTok and then
go watch
my
them.
Netflix to watch. So I should
do it.
I should get into that. Yeah, I need to. But my favorite show of the year was Schitt's Creek. Me and my parents binged that so fast and now just quote the show and talk like the characters, I'm just fully obsessed. And if you have seen it, then I highly recommend watching the 45-minute after show that a lot of people don't know about, but it's like hidden in Netflix. So if you just type in Schitt's Creek, it'll probably come up because I'm forgetting the name right now, but it'll make you cry because I was working and just sobbing after I watched it, but I do recommend. And then my go-to song, it's not very known, but it's Hallucinogenics by Matt Mason. I don't know what it is, but it just puts me in a good mood. And then any song that is on TikTok that gets
Honestly,
stuck in my head.
same.
Could be absolutely anything. The song could be from like 1992 and it'll get stuck in my head. But yeah.
So speaking about TikTok, we're now going to go on to our social media highlights. We thought this would be like a fun little topic, seeing that like both Lea and I have a little influencer blogger page on social media. So I will go first. TikTok took over my life, and
this is your intervention.
Like I'm proud that it's taken over my life. Like I'm not mad about it.
Hi, I'm Alana and I'm addicted to TikTok.
I'm on there a little too much. And I'm just going to say I've become a little way too obsessed with some certain specific TikTok boy, but his name is Blake Gray. And let me tell you, I'm in love with this kid, even though he's younger than me. Like, I really don't care.
It's the younger boy. She's a cougar,
it's
ladies.
legal. Don't worry. He's 19. We're all good. And then I would definitely, I already spoke about this, but hitting 10K and then 20K on TikTok and starting this
on Instagram. She's so obsessed with TikTok. She doesn't even know which is
and I literally read it off of my notes. Okay, clearly I can't read anymore. Lastly, starting this fucking pod. Guys, I'm so happy I did this. And thank you, Lea, for encouraging me to do this and helping me and being able to do this, because I wouldn't be here recording this episode with you without you.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, I think it's wild to think like November, like beginning of November, this just came out of nowhere.
In a week.
And we were like, fuck it, let's make a podcast. I didn't have any experience. You didn't have any experience. I like taught myself how to edit. So please don't judge if you're not too pleased with how this sounds. I'm trying. But yeah, that was definitely a big highlight of mine too. What else? Oh yeah, well, I said before, I made Instagram. Well, yeah, I made the app.
I didn't know.
I made my Instagram. Lifestyle by Lea was born. The TikTok rebirth, I was posting funny stuff that I thought was funny, but it actually wasn't. Had to delete all of that and rebrand my TikTok. So yeah, those are my highlights. And I'm hoping that the lack of reels that I'm struggling with right now will then lead into a 2021 highlight, because I don't have reels. So if anybody listening knows somebody who knows somebody
who knows somebody,
get me reels, please.
We're just going to keep this really short, but what do we want to leave in 2020? I want to leave COVID and Lea in 2020.
Shut the fuck up.
It's a joke. I want to bring Lea into Canada with me.
I know, it's so weird to think like we FaceTime almost every day and we've never seen each other in person or anything, but like we vibe so well. So it seems so normal.
It's like I've known you this whole time, but it's only been 2 months.
I know. In 2021, we need the borders to open. That's the goal.
I mean, I technically could come visit you. You just can't technically come visit me. I think you can fly in though.
As opposed to what? Walking in? Like, I'm not
driving in? Apparently you can fly into Canada.
Like, oh, don't tempt me, because I will. I don't have anything going on.
We'll just go like quarantine on an Airbnb.
Yeah.
But on to better and bigger things. 2021 resolutions. What do we want to bring in and find in 2021? We have no notes for this, so we're fully just like going off of
winging
whatever is on our minds, and we're kind of getting a little delirious recording this pod. So you're in for a real treat. It's currently 5:06 p.m. and we're living for it. We have 7 hours left.
I waited for you to do the math.
As like it's 6 from 6 p.m. So 7.
Yep.
7 hours left of 2020. Okay. What do you want to bring or find in 2021, Lea? Please tell me. Expand. Let me know.
I mean, if I'm going to be deep and intellectual or whatnot, like I definitely want to find myself more. I know we just went from like being all giggly and stuff, but I think I've gotten to a really good point in my lifestyle changes and journey that just finding myself more and what I want from my life. I'm like being such a planner. Everything is not going according to my plan. So I just want to like figure out what I want from my life, like a 5-year general plan maybe, and then bring into 2021. Oh my God, I don't know.
That's okay. You don't need to know everything right now. We can find it in 2021, what we want to bring in. You want to bring me with you.
Yeah. I definitely like the friendships I have and everything. Of course, I want to bring in. It's hard thinking on the spot.
It is. I think in 2021, I want to find like the true voice for my brand and my voice as like an entrepreneur, I guess you could say, or like my voice in my career. Like I feel like I know, but I can't put it into like words. Like I can't verbalize it. Is that how you would say it?
Yeah. And I kind of agree with you. Like, I agree with you with what you are saying about yourself. Because I feel like I hear you talking about what you want from like your job and life and Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. And you are already taking the steps, being it the last day of 2020, you've taken those steps. So I feel like that is gonna like vibe well with 2021. Like there's gonna be big successes in your future.
Thank you. Thanks. I feel like 2020 was a preview and 2021 is gonna be like sequel 1 and it's only gonna grow from there.
Ooh.
And I'm excited. I feel like big things are coming. I don't know what they are yet, but they're coming.
You heard it here first, folks. You just got the preview, and in 2021, big shit is happening.
Okay, so what were you like kind of manifesting when you were building your vision map board, whatever you want to call it?
So I've never been one to manifest before. I guess like last week, the week before, I was never against it, but I just like it just never happened. And then what was it? December 21st was like that big
it was the
day
21st,
of
the
manifesting.
great conjunction.
Yeah, so like that obviously put me in this headspace like maybe I should try it out. So I wrote a list of a bunch of things I want to manifest in 2021 and learned from some queens, including yourself, of like how to write it, like how you want to manifest. So a lot of it was there was work stuff between my 8 to 5 job and then Instagram and TikTok, like what I want to see from that and the growth and progress, like where I want it to go. And then little things like I want to move back to New York. So in my journal, I wrote like, I'm living in New York on so and so date. So stuff like that. I'm trying to think of what else I wrote. I want to travel more. I know that's a little bit hard and it would definitely be COVID friendly. I'm not running to hop on a plane right now, but even if it's like a road trip somewhere, and then hanging out with friends, that was something else I manifested. I want to at least once a week spend time with friends and family and like make good memories that way. Cause I feel like this year was really hard to do that. And I definitely slacked in that category of being social because I was really working hard on being safe for my parents.
I love those. I love that.
Yeah.
So when I've manifested, like they've kind of been more long-term manifestations for the next 2 or 3 years. So they kind of go into 2021. But I have manifestations for where I want my social media platforms to go in terms of followings and engagement and communities and the amount of people I reach. I definitely want to see a lot of growth in myself, becoming more self-confident and having a higher self-esteem in all areas of my life. And just being like really secure and confident in who I am as a person, no matter where I am. That's kind of what I'm manifesting. And just like happiness and health, and hopefully, like Lea said, to be like more social and to be able to travel safely. I would like to explore Ontario and like Canada more come next summer if it is safe to do so, because I feel like I haven't really explored Canada. But enough with what we're manifesting and what we want to find and bring into 2021. Again, I took it to Instagram, my Instagram, Lani B Fit, and I asked for your guys' resolutions. So here are some of your resolutions. We have eating for my health, self-reflecting more, being less reactive as a person, which is also something I'd like to work towards, being present more, having one work-free day a week, spending less time on social media. You guys know that this is a constant weekly intention for myself. And with that, stop comparing myself to others. That goes hand in hand with your self-esteem. Low self-esteem happens when you find yourself comparing yourself negatively to others. So it's definitely something I want to work on as well. And investing and saving more money. I think this is something that a lot more of us are learning about, and we're educating ourselves on financial literacy. And I know I've educated myself a lot on it and I'm still learning. And I think 2021 will be a year of investing and saving more money. Definitely let me know if you guys want an episode or a segment that is focused around that. I'd be more than happy to share my words of wisdom. And as always, we are both going to leave some advice for you guys, for both our future selves and the listeners. So, Lea, take us away. What's advice you want to leave our listeners with? I'm putting you on the spot here. Final words of 2020. Let's go, baby.
I would definitely keep in mind the stuff we talked about with what we've learned in 2020, because just because it's what we've learned from 2020, you still need to keep it with you and learn from those experiences. And I think another thing is, based on how 2020 was, really just go into 2021 without many expectations, live your life, do what you want to do, and just try to continue to work on being the best version of yourself, and don't let the things that happened in 2020 get you down. Take them and turn them into something that can be positive and beneficial for yourself. And I guess that's also to my future self, like, fucking do the shit you talked about in this podcast. Like, when we look back on this, I want to say, like, I did that. I accomplished all those things. I listened to myself and I killed it this year. Everything we've said, I want to look back on and be like, yes, like, I've grown so much. And that's what I want you guys to think also, that no matter what you want to go into or 2021 with or leave in 2020, just like remember that you want to look back and know that you did amazing things.
I love that. And going off that, my piece of advice is to just fucking do it. Like, stop talking about like all these plans. Stop talking about like all these things you want to do. Take the actions, take the steps to do it. Like, you don't have to be perfect. Me and Lea had no idea what the fuck we were doing when we started this podcast. And here we are, we're on episode 8 and we have so many of you guys listening in each week, and like, just do it. Like,
it's
you
amazing.
don't have to be perfect, and like, launch fast and adjust later. And that was probably like the best piece of advice I've ever heard. And I know sometimes I'm hesitant to launch things because I'm a perfectionist and I want it to be perfect. Take this as your motivation, as your sign to start whatever your heart desires. Did you want to start a blog? Start it. Do you want to start a TikTok? Start it. You want to start a podcast? Just do it. You want to pick up a new skill? Just motherfucking do it.
Yeah. And I think it even applies to like so many other things in life. You want to start working out and becoming more active. Stop thinking about it and just get up and do it. Like, get out of bed and take that walk and do the things you want to do to make the change. Like, if it isn't something entrepreneurial, that's not a word I can pronounce. If it isn't something entrepreneurial,
there you go.
Like, it still applies. Just do it.
Do it.
Like,
as Nike
make
says,
the change.
just do it.
But
anyways, guys, happy New Year. Happy 2021. Let's hope this year is a little bit better. I mean, I'm kind of like tiptoeing in here because I feel like we went into 2020 with a bang and we scared it too much. But also, we wouldn't be who we are without the way that 2020 went. And I'm so grateful and thankful for that. Definitely follow us on Instagram. It's Morning Rae podcast. Morning Rae podcast.
Morning Rae
My
podcast.
personal, I guess you could say, our main is Lani B Fit, and you can follow Lea at
Lifestyle by Lea on both Instagram and TikTok.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, as it really helps support the pod. Whoever leaves a rating will be featured on both my Instagram and the podcast Instagram. And we will see you guys next week. Well, you'll hear us next week, I guess. But happy 2021. I'm so happy you guys tuned in, and I hope your New Year's Eves were safe and fun. And I love you guys so much, and we'll chat soon. Bye.
Celebrity voice impersonation not an endorsement. Why go to a single furniture store when you can go to Big Sandy Superstore? Shop and compare America's top 5 mattress brands, plus Nectar and Purple. And choose from over 22,000 in-stock appliances from the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Or furnish the room of your dreams with a large selection of American-built furniture. With financing plans for just about anyone, there's nowhere else quite like it. Big Sandy Superstore.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.